I got my own thing.
Uh,
Enough to come to me.
live.
But I'm better. You best believe I ought to be. What's with me? Cause they know they can't depend on me. Ain't they no jokes in my pimpin' on my holiday. Trying to get hard, but I get harder. Even like a big swing. So the stress, no the settling down for the beer. I ask you God, where we go from here? Where do we go from here?
All right.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
What's up, man?
What's up, my brother?
Just chilling, man. What's happening?
Good to be back.
Had to go. Had to go. I know it. I know
Boy,
it.
nigga been down a little bit, baby.
Hey, man, but you know what? You gonna go down sometime, as long as you get up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing
Yes,
wrong
sir.
with going down. That down teach you.
Yeah, I feel much better, man. Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the week, man?
I mean, it's been very, very, very productive, man. We in the program, the TLI program, we're working with, and the entrepreneur program has graduated the guys. Now they starting their business.
Okay.
Now we're giving them startup materials. You know, like if you start a lawn service, we'll buy you the lawnmowers, just things to start the business. Now we
help them
got
start.
a limit that we can do, but they get them started.
Okay.
And then we giving them we doing the business license. We paying for that, and we getting them ready to be out there and be legitimate and do business.
You know what's good about what you just said is actually what me and you did. Start.
Yeah, start. Just give them a start. You know,
Just start. Yeah.
a lot of people have a lot of ideas that they want to do, and they really don't have the startup.
Gotcha.
You know, so what we're trying to do is constantly give them an empowerment. That's why the empowerment alliance, to empower them to start up, to empower them to move forward, and then if needed, you know, case by case basis, it depends on what type of mentoring you need through your business journey to become independent. You know.
Okay. Scooby said, "What's up? What's up, my brother? What's up? What's up, man?
What's happening?
Thank you for following us, man. And look, we know this. If we don't get nobody else on Thursday night, we got to.
Who's gonna be there? I mean, hey.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
Let's talk about it. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, supposed to be better than that.
Yeah.
It's plenty of family out here. You know what I'm
saying? Look here. So look, I guess we'll go ahead and get into it a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going part 2, right? Boys to Men.
Right, boys to men.
All right, we touched on a couple of things last week, and I think this week we want to talk about more. What would our older selves tell our younger selves? What would we tell ourselves at certain ages? You know, or what were we thinking at that time of our life? Right. So I guess just as a teenager, what would the Tim now tell a 13 to 16-year-old Tim?
Well, the funny thing about it is that we have a part of our program that's called Note to Self. It's an artistic part where guys get to express themselves in the same manner we're finna talk now, talking to their younger self in a more artistic form, as far as doing like spoken word, maybe rap, maybe sing a song, or even write a essay. But for me, as who I am now, to talk to a 13-year-old, you know, I really at that point, you know, I really want to change nothing, because at that point I was still able to be a kid, basically. You know, I had nice social life. You know, I was played football, so I've got around different people. I was exposed to things. My mother, she worked hard, but she was always there. You know, I never really had my father there, but at the same time, I really never even missed it, because I never had it. So it really wasn't no big deal. So, you know, I would say to that point in my life, I would have been like, well, maybe I wouldn't have smoked weed so early. I wouldn't have drunk Wild Irish Rose. You know, I did a lot of little stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I would have, but I don't see where it really bothers me like that. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, at those ages right there, it's okay to experiment with. For me, it was because I knew my limits, I knew my boundaries.
Yeah.
You still, as much as we want our kids to be intelligent and everything else, we have to understand they're still kids.
Yeah.
And their perception is different than what we see at times. Now, I believe in educating a child, because see, the best thing about my childhood is my mom definitely educated me on life. She didn't hold no punches.
Gotcha.
I knew things that other little kids probably didn't know. You know what I'm talking about? So I was on top of stuff. So a lot of times, a lot of stuff that phased them as those kids, I never felt them, because at the age of 10, I had to take on a lot of responsibilities.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I see T.O.G said, "What up, OG?" T.O.G.
What up, T.O.G?
So Scooby said, all right. So Scooby said he would have told himself something I wasn't trying to hear, because I felt I had to grow up early due to situations.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of us had to go through that growing up early, especially the older siblings, right? They had to kind of be the man of the house early.
Right. Even the woman, the mama. Because sometimes, my sister Tracy had to take on mama roles, because mama had to go to work and take care of everything else. And I wasn't finna do a lot of the stuff. So, I had other responsibilities. So it was like, you had to really be responsible at that time, and I don't think that was a bad thing. Now, just let me make that clear. I think that responsibility at that age, and maybe not that much, but having responsibility for a child at that age, even if it's keeping his room clean, keeping her hair done, whatever, it doesn't matter how it is, but giving those responsibilities, I think, is a positive. But being able to guide them and not having to be a necessity. You don't want, like, I had to be responsible for a lot of stuff that grown folks were responsible for. Now, I don't think kids should do that. Gotcha. But I think that, responsibility on their level is a good thing.
So at the age of 13, 16 for me, one of my biggest things, I think I would have told myself where I'm at now, if I could go back and tell myself at 13 and 16 to take full advantage of what's ahead. I don't think at that age I was able to grasp where I was going and the opportunity I had at that time. I don't think I fully grasped it, because I think by me being a kid and really so green and not understanding what was ahead, like when I went out to college, that, like, I don't know, it was I was like a kid, like still scared, like I ain't understand that process. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
hell,
are not been able to take advantage of it. Like,
I get it.
Like,
I mean, but
so I don't know. It's like I want to say didn't nobody prepare me, but at the same time I wasn't prepared. I don't know. Like, I still was a kid. Like, I wanted to be home with my brothers, my family, play my friends, and not understanding the opportunity that I had, that I missed out on, because I didn't understand what was ahead. I could have been the way for my family to escape, certain parts, what I'm saying, being able to get my family out.
This is a hard question for me, because to do anything different would be to say that the success that I have achieved is null and void. So it's hard for me to sit and say, oh, I wish I could have been this or been that, because I did what I did, and I made it through the things I made it through, and it made me a better person for it.
Okay.
So if I'm not, that I really, I think about it, if I had to really tell myself something, I tell myself, man, hold on, it's gonna be a ride now.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through some things.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some problems. You're gonna be hurt. You're gonna love, and you're gonna not be loved. You're going to be persecuted. You're going to be ridiculed. You're going to be put down. You're going to be laughed at.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be poor. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be homeless. You're going to be considered a convict. You're going to be considered the worst child your mom ever had. You're going to go through some things. But hold on.
You know what? So what you're saying, and I think is part of what I never grasped way back then, what I'm grasping now, is one word: process. And I don't think we understood the process. Because when I went off to college, I never experienced being a bench rider, right?
Right.
I never experienced that. When I went to play sports, I played. So I didn't understand the process. When you go off to college, you have to wait your time majority of the time, right? And you got to trust the process. You got to go through that process. And that's the one word that I never understood way back then, a process. But now, like nowadays, I love the process. Now I know when I start some, I know it's a process too. It just don't happen just like that right now. It's a process.
I was the same way in football, but my first run in with that type of action was in high school.
Gotcha.
And then I realized, I really didn't like it like I thought I did. It wasn't the fact that I didn't want to go through a process. It was the fact that, it's just really gonna give me the security, the future that I want, and my heart is not in this anymore.
Gotcha.
It's not, it's not like, I could have did whatever I wanted to do, but my heart wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I changed and went to doing whatever I do, because I felt more alive when I did something else. And that's young, immature, but
yeah.
I always wanted to be free.
Yeah. How many of us was ready at that time? It's going to be a rare.
We really were ready for that time. We just understand what we should have did now.
Okay.
For that time, we were ready. We handled our business. We here.
Okay.
We maneuvered the way we knew how to maneuver. We learned what we were supposed to learn, because that's still part of the process.
All right. So let's move past. Well, let me see. Let me go back. We got a couple of comments up in here. Alien said no one grounded you. Scooby said facts. He said speak on it. And we got Old Shade Valley, Wilbur, Lamont Foster, class of 92 up in here, man. Appreciate you following us. Like I said, our topic is boys to men, man. Coming from boys to a man, turning into a man. The process of it. So Tim, now we passing 16. We're finna hit up in the 20s, the 21, 25 year range. So what would the Tim now tell that 21 to 25 year old? Now we passed the teenager. We done went past that. What do Tim today tell Tim when he was 21, 25? Some key. Yeah.
Slow down. Slow down, money. Slow down. You can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? You can't get all the women. You can't get all the money. You can't get all the this and that and that and this and do this. Slow down.
Slow down.
Take your time, because at that time, in my mind, that I had reached my limit. We were dying around that time.
Mm-hmm.
That was our life expectancy.
Yeah, I think 21, 24 years of age was life expectancy.
And so we were like, hey, man, we got to live it, because I don't know what's after this.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying what I'm conscious of right now. Now, if I would tell him anything, say, man, slow down, they were lying to you. You're going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? Learn a little more. Love a little more. You know what I'm saying? Talk to people more. But at
the age of 21, 25, you was experiencing things a lot of people didn't experience, though, because you was able to travel, because you went off to the service, right?
Right.
You was able to experience, get out of, just say Birmingham, Alabama. A lot of people there's some people ain't never left Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, I turned 21 in the Philippines.
Okay. See?
You know what I'm saying? In the jungle. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So, the thing about life is, you know, it was funny because I was in the jungle and my life was in the jungle at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was physically there, and my mental, my spiritual, you know, because at that time I had just I was going through something with a young lady I was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tripping, and I'm in the middle of this, and I'm in the middle of that. So it was kind of, and that was like, if I was me then, I would have told myself, you know, that if you hadn't did what you did, you wouldn't be going through what you're going through.
Gotcha.
You can't do something and expect not to get the fallback from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to understand that all our decisions has consequences and repercussions.
Yeah.
They can either be good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't make a decision thinking you done got away from something. You ain't getting away with nothing. It's happening. I know. You know, I pray for a lot of things not to come back.
Exactly.
But life is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm paying forward every day.
So we got Vince Heard on here. He said, great message, guys. Scooby said he was in the Philippines when he was 17. Let me see. Alien said 25 is midlife for a black man at the age of 25. Andy Clark said, and he's right. Andy Clark Bell said he's right. So when I was 21, 25, so what would Lindell today tell that Lindell he was 21, 25? So remind you, at 21, I was getting ready to tie down, settle down, and be a family man at 21 with your sister. I just turned 22. She was turning 21. So I was becoming, what you say, a man, baby. I was finna be that family man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I was, and everything.
Yeah. So I was really kind of turning over. I still had ways to grow. Don't get me wrong. Maturing, I still had a lot to go through. But just my mindset of even thinking about this the one I want to be with, this the one I want to make a family with at that age. That's why I was at that age. And also at that same time, like grinding, like day-to-day living, grinding, trying to provide, be a provider. And plus I already had a kid. My son, like I say, at 21, my son was 3.
Okay.
So I'm already, you know, I'm out there.
Yeah. You got to make it happen.
Yeah. Like I say, full-fledged life decisions, life expectancy 24, 25 for average black man. Right. Taking care. I mean, it's like survival mode, everyday living, survival mode. Yeah. So that's where I was. And what would I tell myself at that age? And man, what would I tell myself? That would be crazy at 21, 25. Be prepared for the ride. It's a journey. Like this not a sprint. It's a marathon. This is gonna be a marathon, right? At that age, I should have been telling myself, this is a marathon. Prepare for the future. Like what you know now, if I didn't knew that at 21, 25, preparing, putting stuff back, getting ready for the future. Like I say, hindsight is a motherfucker anyway. You know, if everybody knew what the future holds, hell, everybody be great.
I mean, the thing about it is, you know, I figure if I knew what I knew, I probably went crazy because I wouldn't have never been able to accept it.
Okay.
So to go through it, you know, because, you know, at 24, you know, I was fighting for my life. I was I'm gone. I know I'm gonna dead.
Yeah.
At 24, my son just born.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had reached that point where, you know, this is when you're supposed to be gone, and it came.
Yeah.
It actually came.
So when it came, what happened? So when it came and you made it to that time, then what? Like, what was the thought process then? Like, I'd have made it to where they say I should be gone.
I said, fuck that. You know, I got too much to do.
Yeah.
I got 3 little sisters, and I got a mom that, you know, that's the core family.
Yeah.
If I go, who gonna take care of them?
Yeah.
It's always been about duty to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, just like now, it's about duty. You know what I'm saying? I was a soldier, military way before I went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, facing that death situation was just like, you know, I mean, you can face anything, could be a death situation. So it's facing like anything else you face. But you have to, during that time, what was prevalent in that was I had to learn how to forgive.
Okay.
That what took me to the next level.
Okay. Learning
how to forgive. See, I really, you know, I really wasn't a real forgiving type dude. So learning how to forgive was really the lesson there. And I teach myself at that age, if I, you know, and another thing I got out of that was, you know, I had just left Lil Tim. Me and Lil Tim, we sitting there talking, and he crying, trying to get to me. I'm mad at his mama about something. So I'm like, I'm mad going about my business. But that could have been the last time I ever saw him.
Right. In that, you know, just seeing your journey, because I've been around, right? When you say I had to learn how to forgive, I had to do a lot of that too myself. You know, and sometimes I look at your life and be like, we ain't got no excuses on, because I know I ain't gonna say I know everything you've been through, but I know a lot what you've been through, and I know you came out on the other end of it, right? And so sometimes I look at like, shit, he made it. Shit, I mean, we ain't got no excuse. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, the thing is, I made it because I believed in me. I believed in what I believed in. First of all, my higher power. I'm gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I believed in the duty. I believe my purpose was bigger than a death. My purpose was bigger. You know what I'm saying? And if we as men start living in our purpose, I mean, I know we can go where we need to go within that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know that we as Black men and men of like mind who understand the inequality that we go through, I understand that in those essence, we become powerful.
Yeah.
And we can't be stopped.
Yeah.
But you got to know what you're talking about. You got to feel it within you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to move within you.
Yeah.
You know, can't nobody teach you that. When you hear it, when that calling comes,
mm-hmm.
when that calling get to moving in you, you either answer or you run. I just refuse to run. That's all it was for me. I mean, you can die any day, and I know that. But
Scooby said you have to believe in something and have to drive within yourself. That's what brought me through my situation. Yeah,
exactly.
Because Scooby had a, you know, my older brother, he had a situation, and he could have easily gave up. Matter of fact, he was in a motorcycle accident, I think, back in 2006, if I'm not mistaken, Scooby. If I got the right year right, he ended up being paralyzed from the waist down, right? And so you talking about a guy that's always kind of been independent,
athlete.
exactly.
I mean, fly.
Yeah.
I mean, all the above, and the daredevil at the same time. I mean, that's a lot to lose.
Yeah.
Of your character.
Yeah.
That you have to adjust. Do you know the power it took for him to do that? Man, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think. Some people would have gave up. I'm pretty sure depression kicked in somewhere.
Ain't no doubt.
You got to make it through that.
Ain't no doubt.
And then come out on the other end of that. And plus keep living. Like you say, day to day.
But knowing who you are.
Yeah.
See, one thing about Scooby, he knew who he was. No matter where you go, you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yeah.
No matter where you go, you're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But
can't run from you.
You have to know who you are. When the higher power carry you through a situation like that, He knows. You might not even know, but he knows that you're ready.
Yeah.
And he knows that you know who you are. Or she know. Or they know, however you look at them.
Yeah.
You don't even know it, man.
And like I say, I think, everybody got a test. Everybody got a testimony, right? And they're just people I know.
Right.
Everybody went through some, made out on the other. If you here today, made out on the other end. You got to be thankful for.
Exactly. But see, nowadays, these cats that's doing what they're doing, you got to, I know at this age, I was just like this. I was doing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My pride was to the roof. You know what I'm saying? My self-indulgence of self was toxic.
Yeah.
Because I was listening and being something I really wasn't. But it felt like it was right because this what was told to me. This what I had no real boundaries. Like your brother said, I had an anchor with my mom's side, but I really didn't have an anchor with this male energy that I had.
Yeah. Didn't understand.
I always felt poked.
Okay.
I always felt agitated. And I always felt like I got to prove it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I would say to the guy that's just an illusion. People are not poking you. They're not testing you. They're not trying you. What we're trying to do is move forward and build better neighborhoods, better communities, better men.
Exactly.
To go along with these strong women we have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I'm at.
Vince got a message. Vince said, Vince heard, this is what our schools are missing, this kind of message. You guys should hit as many high schools as possible. Yeah, I wish, not saying we can't. I just know, far as when it comes to schooling, man, they have another whole agenda. I'm glad we have social media now where you have your own platform where you can speak on what you want to speak on and not have to go through so much red tape to be able to bring out, what's going on and what's real and what need to be heard, right? Or what need to be said. That's why we have to use these platforms and we have to follow each other and interact on these platforms, right? We have to support each other.
I mean, if you feel a certain group, a certain dynamic, or certain people can benefit from what we're doing, subscribe to the podcast. I don't even know if it's a podcast. Subscribe to the talk. Subscribe to the language, to the understanding, to the moving forward, whatever you want to call it. But subscribe to it. Get them on it.
Yeah.
Let's meet here Thursday nights.
Yeah.
We don't need people to tell us how to be us.
Yeah, exactly.
All we have to do is be.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel this, if you feel like you want to be part of this, if you want to grow and become better in understanding each other as men, as women, as community, as people, then come on, get on the podcast. Let's talk. Come on, let's ask questions. And I'm telling you, we either gonna find the answer, we're gonna come to a compromise or something.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep moving. We're not gonna get stagnated.
All right, Scooby said, this is the type of message we need to promote in our communities first and foremost. No one is going to give us what we need if we don't. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. See, we gotta get out of asking. Can we do this? We got to make our own way, man. We got to build our own tables, and we have to understand that. And we can do it. It's a mindset. That's all. I mean, there's too many of us not to be able to promote each other. And it's so much room for everybody to be able to do whatever you want to do. Like, it should never be competition. Like, we all should be behind each other, promoting each other, especially when they're trying to do right, what I'm saying. When you're trying to do right, let's get behind each other, men, women, whatever. And let's promote and like it's almost like barter and trade. You know what I'm saying? You do this over here. Okay, well, if you do plumbing, I need plumbing. I should be able to come to you for plumbing, right? And if we doing this over here, y'all should be able to come to us for what we doing, right? So, I mean, to me, that's an easy process. It's just something we choose not to do. That's all.
I mean, I don't know if all the time you choose not to do. There's a lot of variables to go there. I get that we do choose not to do it, but it's a lot of things that we have to start promoting within ourselves. Integrity doing business. You know what I'm saying? Don't come do my house and don't do it like you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy,
and then don't come to my shop and don't want to pay me what you would have had to pay the dealership. I mean, the thing is, we have to, we as people, as people who need to be together, have to understand that we're in a situation that we need to help each other get out of, and grow in, and become better. You know, and if you don't think nothing is wrong, then that's cool. You might not have been going through what I've been going through in my life, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? You might feel like, hey, you there, whatever, but I don't see no limit to where I can go.
Exactly.
See, that's my thing. So if I'm middle class, that's not where I'm gonna park at, because I got to make room for the people that's trying to come up to the middle class. So if I sit in the middle class, then they can't come up in it because it's too crowded. Yeah, we got to be constantly moving forward forever.
Gotcha.
Don't stop ever. This is where I'm thinking. That's I mean, what else is there?
So look here, we done about ran out of our time, man. Look, it was a great conversation, brother. Good vibe, people chiming in. We thank everybody for following us too, and chiming in and giving us your comments. Before we get out of here, Tim, anything you got to say, my brother?
Man, I just the people that's listening, that come by and check it out, hey, man, we want to build with you. We want to grow. We want to take it to the next level. We might not be able to come into the situation you're in, but I guarantee the situation you're in, we can come into understanding how to get better in it. Exactly.
And then we got to start gauging.
If you send questions, if you send topics, if something you want to get a deeper understanding about, hey, let's come together and work with it.
Yeah, we definitely we gonna touch on it. You send us a topic, we gonna talk about it. We do our weekly research. We sit down on it. We write our stuff down, man. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna conversate, and we're gonna come to a conclusion on it. All right. So look, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and go to our T.O.G and Barillas podcast and go click subscribe on it, man. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate everybody coming in every Thursday night, take their time out, listen, comment, whatever. So we definitely appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. We'll be back here next Thursday, 7 o'clock again, and we'll have a new topic for y'all, man. Like I say, share, tell your people about it. Tell your friends about it, man. Tell them to come in here on Thursday nights, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, and we thank everybody deeply from our hearts, man. Let me see. Oh, okay. One more question. Scooby said, "How can we do this prior to the podcast?" Whatever topic you want to talk about, Scooby, you can reach out to me or Tim. You can put it on our YouTube channel. We'll get it, and we'll talk about it. So we could anytime, like say, this for anybody. If anybody want to have a topic they want us to talk about, you can put on our Facebook page or whatever. And we'll definitely, you can message us. If you don't want nobody to know, you can send it through our messenger, and we'll get to it. So once again, man, we appreciate y'all following us, and we'll see y'all next Thursday at 7 p.m. All right, my brother, it was good seeing you. I'll be glad we get back together, boy.
Ain't no doubt.
Hey, I'm ready to get back in my spot, baby.
Hey, it's here.
All right. Hey, we'll touch base, man. Hey, man, we love y'all, man.
Hey, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for coming.
All right, peace out.
Later, man.